Alright, everybody, we're back for week 2. And before we get into it, if you want a shirt like this, you just message us on Twitter.
Shirt like that.
Or a cup like that. Alright, the Thursday game is the first game of the week, as usual, and it's the Ravens at Cincinnati. I think I'm going to pick...
I'm going to go with the Ravens. They just put a beat down on the Bills.
They did.
Hard not to go with them.
I might go with the Bengals just because I kind of think they're more of a complete team, and they did destroy the Bills, though.
But are the Bills that good?
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
We'll get to that part.
I kind of like the Bengals a little bit more overall. Although the Ravens are looking way better than I thought they would look.
Moving on to Sunday, we got Carolina at Atlanta. Probably Atlanta, if I had to pick.
I'm going to pick the Panthers. I know that's going to make people mad because that's like our team, but I just feel like I like what they did last week against the Cowboys, and I feel like
defense looked really good.
I like it when a team looks good, but also there's things they can improve on, but also they already look good, and I think that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, I just think Atlanta has a little too much firepower.
I will say every year we don't want to get off too long in the Panthers, but that's like the team. Them and the Saints are the team. Like even when we play like the Eagles or like
they got our number.
Yeah, it's just like those are the teams right there.
So moving on, we got the Colts at the Redskins. I'm gonna go with the Redskins.
Yeah, me too. I think the Redskins are a lot more of a stable foundation. Although the Colts, I could see Andrew Luck going in there and gunslinging it. You never know.
Let's see. Up next, we got Texans at the Titans. I'm gonna go Texans.
I'm gonna go Texans. I think they made a good bounce back from last week against the Patriots. I think Deshaun Watson was like super rusty.
Deshaun Watson's definitely gonna have to have a good game, and what's his name? Derrick Henry's not playing. I'm thinking of Leonard Fournette. My bad. Derrick Henry is playing. Sorry, fake news.
Leonard Fournette. If you go back and watch our predictions last year, I think a couple of episodes I said I'm afraid he's gonna get hurt a lot, and he's gotten hurt. I had him in fantasy. Don't act like I don't know about it.
But I do think the Texans better defense, better offense, better weapons. Up next, almost the same scenario. You got Philadelphia at Tampa Bay.
Although Tampa Bay looked like the greatest team I've ever seen on a football field, like offensively last week.
They did look absolutely amazing.
I'm picking the Eagles though.
I don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick's having 4 touchdowns and 475 yards.
I think the Eagles are going to grind out a win. I don't think they're going to get blown up like everybody thinks. Like the Bucs, I don't think they can get blown up like that.
Nah. Up next, you got Kansas City against Pittsburgh.
I was excited to talk about this game. This is the most interesting game to me. I'm picking the Chiefs.
I am too.
I really think the Chiefs are, the first half of any season, they look like the most dangerous team on the planet.
I think there's a lot to be said about...
And the Steelers, not impressed with them last time I watched.
I think there's a lot to be said about tying with the Browns. I think there's a lot to be said about that. I don't think that's a good way to start your season. The Chiefs, they look good. Tyreek Hill, on fire.
Tyreek Hill single-handedly is the reason I lost in our fantasy league. Like I would have beaten anybody except the person I played because he had Tyreek Hill and he had 35.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I think he's almost unstoppable. And they have so many weapons. I just have to pick the Chiefs.
Up next, we got the Dolphins at the Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jets.
I'm picking the Jets too. I don't think what they did week 1's gonna
transfer.
Yeah, I don't think it's always gonna be like that. I think it was kind of like a one-off, but I do think there's no way their offense is gonna be like.
Nah, their defense looked good.
I'm saying their offense won't look that good ever again. I don't think, but there's no way it's gonna ever be bad. They showed me enough to where I think it's always gonna be pretty good.
Oh, and I'm just adding on to their defense. They gave Matt
Stafford.
Defense is good. They gave Matt Stafford a lot of looks that he didn't recognize and couldn't figure out. A lot of times he thought he was playing man and it was actually zone. So I think they have a really good team actually compared to what a lot of people thought about them before the season started. Let's see, we got the Chargers at the Bills next.
I'm picking the Chargers. The Bills look terrible. I kind of thought they would be really scrambled on offense like they were, and I think that's exactly what happened.
They got to figure out something at that quarterback position.
They're just going to load the box because they know LeSean McCoy's like the only thing they got, and then they don't have a whole lot of outside weapons. And I just feel like if I was a Bills fan, I'd be panicking a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's week 1, but that was bad.
The thing is, it's one thing if you have a week 1 that sucked and you didn't expect it, and it's all right, well, that might have just been a week 1. There's a couple of the teams like the Lions or something, but I expected the Bills to struggle this year, and then
then that was worse.
You do a performance like that, it has to be alarming.
Let's see, we got Minnesota at Green Bay. I'm going Minnesota. They're not sure if Aaron Rodgers is playing or not. They hadn't even stated actually whether he's playing or not.
I'm going to go Vikings. I think they're the best. People are probably sick of hearing it. I think to me, they're such the best well-rounded team in the league. Although if Aaron Rodgers plays, I think I could see them pulling it off.
I still am going to pick Vikings. It doesn't matter if Aaron Rodgers is playing.
I was watching the Bears game and everybody was like, yeah, the game's over. I'm like, when I saw Aaron Rodgers come back in, I'm like, yeah, they're coming back. I can just tell you. So that's the reason I don't want to 100% say But if I'm being forced to pick, I'll pick the Vikings.
Up next, we got the. Is this still 1? Yeah, at 1 o'clock still, we got the Browns at the Saints.
Saints, I think. Alvin Kamara, there's just no stopping him.
The dude is unreal. Maybe the best talent running back we've ever seen.
He might be the best talented player I've ever seen on a football field. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's like there's no way to stop him. It's like if there's a way to stop him, which there might be, but nobody's figured it out.
It's crazy. It is.
I know people are like, well, his rushing yards weren't great the other night, but I saw his total yards and he wasn't struggling there. Touchdowns. He should just do it all. We could just do a video on him. We'll save that.
Up next, going to be a hard one to pick here. We got Lions at San Francisco. Both teams struggled, but I got to go with the Lions.
Lions. I'm not on that 49ers hype train. Like the whole offseason, I kept hearing about it, and I started to kind of get into it a little bit, but I'm just going to have to see him kind of like dominate a couple games, and then I might be able to like get on. I think you get that Le'Veon Bell trade, like everybody's rumoring. I'd be on the hype train.
I'd be on the hype train.
I'd be on that train. I think the Lions just had a very out of character type performance. Like I would kind of expect them.
Matt Stafford never looks like that.
I kind of expect them to be like having a really good season this year.
Let's see. We got the Cardinals at the Rams next. Rams. That's pretty easy.
Rams. I think Rams are the most dangerous team in the NFC currently.
Maybe the most dangerous team in the NFL.
They might be, yes.
We got the Patriots at the Jaguars next.
Patriots is going to be just like the AFC title game. I'm sorry, but I would like to see the Jags pull it off, but I don't see them pulling it off.
I'm going to pick the Jaguars. I think they're at home. I think they can get it done. I think the defense is good enough. I think they can stop Tom Brady enough.
You said Leonard Fournette's out, right?
Yeah, but I think
that would be problems. That's what our friend Taylor picked up T.J. Yeldon.
Yeah.
I was wondering why he did that.
I put in for him too, but Taylor got him ahead of me. But I think the Jaguars can still get this done on defense only. We got the Raiders at the Broncos next. That'd be a pretty good game.
I'm picking the Raiders. I think John Gruden's going to eventually turn this team around. I think a lot of people are overreacting about week 1. I mean, it's not like he hasn't coached in 10 years or anything.
Raiders definitely better
I do think they have better offense. And they look good the first half, and then they just collapse the second half.
Sunday night game's going to be fun. We got the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys.
This is also a game I want to talk about. The Cowboys are going to win. I guarantee it.
I'm not going to guarantee it.
Okay, they probably could easily crumble again, but I'm just sick of everybody overreacting about the Cowboys. To be honest.
I think their defense is absolutely fantastic.
I'm sick of it. I'm tired of everybody. First of all, they played the Panthers. I know we're Panthers fans, but there's been no credit whatsoever about how good the Panthers defense played. It was all the Cowboys suck, and they just, like, that's just the typical ESPN way to make a story. Like, the Panthers defense is good, and also week 1 troubles are pretty normal. Like, I think everybody's overreacting about the Cowboys. All you got to do is just double Zeke's carries from what they did.
If they can double his carries, if they can realize what they need to do, then yeah, I think they can win. But
offensive coordinator needs to realize, all right, listen, my little ego of like I'm gonna impose my will on the offense. No, just give the ball to Zeke. That's all you need to do.
I'm still gonna pick the Giants. I think they're gonna come in and upset them. I
don't even think that'd be the upset. I think it'd be the other way.
It's a toss-up. Depends on how you look at this game.
Let's comment your pick on that game.
So Monday night, finishing out the week, we got the Seahawks at the Bears.
Seahawks, the Bears.
Seahawks.
I think they hang in just like they did, and I feel like they just like end up like having.
I feel like they're gonna have another spectacular defensive performance. Spectacular.
The Bears' defense is gonna be for real, no matter what.
It's as good as the 59ers. Just kidding.
They got John Fox in there. We know that he's all about defense, almost to a detriment. And they got Khalil Mack when they already had a good defense. They're going to have a good defense. I still think that... I think they're on the rise, though, overall. I don't see them winning this game.
Nah, you got to go with the Seahawks. So that's week 2. It was a great week 1. Looking forward to this week 2. Good matchups. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.